The Flash issue 1, and this is part of Dawn of DC, which I didn't realize was a thing until, like, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, where I'm like, hey, I think it's time to go back to comics, because I'm mostly that guy who, like, picks up trades and, like, picks up complete stories, like, years after the fact, right? So I'm like, but I want the reissues, I want to, like, have that monthly issue comic kind of thing. And, like, I knew about the Godzilla thing, I knew about that, I knew I wanted to cover that, because it is such a movie related and all that kind of stuff. But I was like, it's been a while since I went DC, and let's be honest, like, for me, I outside like characters like Spider-Man and Daredevil and Wolverine and a couple of Deadpool, couple of characters, I prefer like the DC characters more than the Marvel characters. I enjoy the movies, I enjoy the TV shows, and I list a couple of characters I like that I'm a fan of. But even though I never read a single Daredevil comic, and I just don't know where to start. Where to start? So, yeah, anyone wants to give me a recommendation of where to start for Daredevil, give me. But I prefer DC characters. I prefer Superman. I prefer Batman. Clearly, I prefer Wonder Woman. I prefer Green Lantern and a Flash or whatever. Flash is kind of like, I've seen the TV show, I've seen the movie. Like I always liked the character. I like the Flash, but it's not like a go-to character for me. But I was like, hey, I want to start reading some Flash. Read some DC. They're doing the soft reboot. They have been doing the soft reboot since the beginning of the year. Why don't I start with the issue ones? Start with the ones who just started maybe a month ago, and you can roll into issue 2, up to date, and then you can kind of catch up what's been happening while you're waiting for that next issue with all the others. I'm like, okay, I'll do that, and I'll start, and which are right now Flash, Wonder Woman, and Power Girl. So I'm like, okay, cool, awesome, I'll catch up with those, and I decided to start with the Flash. And the thing is about I'm so out of the loop. So people comment below like, hey, this is what basically happened. Give me a little bit of a quick recap in the comments. But for me, I was like, it's not Barry. Like, I'm so used to like reading a DC comic, and it's like, oh, it's Barry. Barry's the Flash. It's not Wally. And so it did took me a bit of a loop where I'm like reading like the opening Flash action sequence, and he says, my name is Wally West, I am the fastest man alive. I'm like, even my mouth wants to say, my name is my mouth wanted to say Barry, but not Wally. So it took my brain a little bit, took me a while. But this is a comic, at least for this first issue, feels very nobly. It feels very, very nobly as a comic, because it's like you have captions, and occasionally you have the whole like inner monologue, and Wally saying as the Flash saying, you need to come on, Wally, run fast, and he's running fast, and that whole thing. But most of it's more, hey, this is what's been happening. This is setting things up. Okay, Wally's a father. He has 2 kids who are little wassels. He's married to Linda Park, and they have 3 kids. One's a baby, and 2 are Iron Stall. And you have fun little dialogue here and there where like they try and have both of them are trying to have a deep, serious conversation, but the kids are running amok, and so it's like, Wally, I need. Hey, are you okay if I do this? Hey, kids, can you turn the TV down? I swear, if you do that one more time, I swear I'm gonna go quick on you. You got that fun banter going on here and there, but what you have with this issue, it's just like assumptions, like saying, hey, Linda Park, she's doing this and this, and she's that and that, and she might be all that, but maybe she's, she's smiling, but maybe she's smart, and she's maybe missing the old life and that type of like more character depth that you see in a novel versus the comic. Because in the comic, it kind of acts like it's a movie, like a movie storybook most of the time. It's the stuff I have read, versus like this normally slow paced kind of thing that's going on with this. I mean, the story is. I mean, personally, it does feel a very set up type of book. I mean, that's what you want for issue 1. Be like, this is our character, this is what their life is, and then issue 2 will hint what's the big threat, which is dealing with Grodd, whatever Grodd wants, what is completion with this big, like, Speaker villain type. I mean, you have to do a Speaker villain all the time because you got fast man life, but this, like, Speaker type villain. And he just, you want that. And that's what this issue feels like. It feels not slow, but it feels like, okay, we're setting things up. Please come back to issue 2. It'll be a little bit more, like, maybe a little bit more pacey. And it is quite a read. It is a really quite of a weird thing to do. A real, a good reader. The moment the moment Wally starts going all like, scientifically, that's when you go, okay, Mr. Terrific thinks the Speed Force is dangerous and we need to, but then there's this whole thing about, species need to die. All the species need to get killed off. So I'm like, what's going on with that? But I mean, here's the thing. Did I enjoy it? It's enough for me to give issue 2 another shot. Give issue 2 a shot. Yeah. I would. And, so I'm like, maybe read the first arc. The first 5, the first 6, what have you. But, yeah. The art I quite enjoy. Even though the mask is a bit weird, I won't lie. Seeing the mask, there was a couple of shots in this when Barry's like running, and I just like fighting Grodd and all that, fighting the gorillas, and I'm like, oh, that's a bit weird. It could just easily be like, oh, the art's good. It's just like I think because I'm not like, you need a chin strap, Wally. You need a chin strap. That's what you need. I think I'm so used to the Flash wearing a chin strap, and now it's removed. I go, it's a bit weird. But anyway, but yeah, I liked it. I like it quite a bit. So issue 2, I'm on my way.